Okay, so I want to do this webinar, probably looking at 20 minutes or so, maybe a little less, maybe a little more than that. Um, want to go through a little bit of introduction and review of SnowGage and Juniper Systems, and then I want to just go over some of the key features of SnowGage, talk about some of that, and then I want to do a demo of the actual tablet app, and then a demo of the SnowGage web app. And so we'll go through those live demos, then we'll kind of compare SnowGage and some of the other options for measuring snow depth, and then we'll finish up there hopefully right around 20-25 minutes. Okay, so on the webinar, my name is Paul Kelley. I'm the SnowGage account manager here at Juniper Systems. I also have Trevor Brown on the webinar, who's our business development manager at Juniper Systems, and we have Jackson Murphy from our marketing department here on the webinar with us. So Juniper Systems, we're located in Logan, Utah. It's about an hour and a half north of Salt Lake City, so we're right here in the heart of ski country. We're avid skiers here and all very interested in the ski industry, and so it fits really well with working on the SnowGage product. SnowGage is one of the products at Juniper Systems, and our main business at Juniper Systems is we design, build, sell, and manufacture rugged handheld data collection devices. We have a few pictures here of some of the devices we've manufactured in the past. We also have a division of Juniper Systems called Harvest Master. You can see the picture down in the bottom left where it's a grain gauge that mounts onto a combine and measures a lot of data for anything that you're harvesting. Campbell Scientific is our parent company. They're just across the street here from us in Logan, and we work closely with them on the SnowGage product. And you're probably familiar with them having their weather stations at a lot of the ski resorts around the U.S. and internationally. So I want to talk about SnowGage here and how it works. SnowGage is a real-time snow depth data collection system. In the SnowCat, you can view the snow depth while you're grooming, in front of you, directly underneath you, and behind you, and so you can know the snow depth all around you. And we take that snow depth data, display it on a screen in the cab of the SnowCat, and then that data is uploaded and sent to the office view through cell data connection or Wi-Fi, and then you're able to view that data by logging into your own SnowGage account from any computer to view the data in a few different ways from the office. So SnowGage in the groomer, this is a picture of the SnowGage system mounted. The tablet, we mount it a lot of different ways, and we work with you closely when we're doing an install to make sure that it's mounted good and in a way that the groomer can see it, but it's not too much of a distraction. So some of the features of having the SnowGage system in the groomer with you and being able to see the snow depth is you get the real-time snow depth, so you're viewing it as you're driving over it and also seeing the snow behind you and in front of you and how deep it is. And this can save a lot of time with the old way of collecting snow depth, which was going out and probing snow. And that's what the snow depth system is really all about. It's about saving money, it's about saving time, and being more efficient in your grooming and in your operations at the resort. Also with SnowGage, you're able to prioritize where you can groom. You can create grooming plans based on the previous day's data for the current day. You're able to see the groomer's position on your tablet in the cat, which is a really good feature for a lot of resorts. Some resorts use that feature if they have bad weather where you've got maybe a newer groomer and they can get lost and be in a serious situation. you can view where you are on the map to navigate yourself to back to the shop or wherever you need to go. Also, seeing yourself on the map is very good for when you're cutting or plowing your resort. So you can see the actual dirt roads on the map, and if you want to plow out one of those roads, you can just align yourself over that dirt road and plow it out. And sometimes if that dirt road's in an open area, it can be hard to find it when it's underneath a lot of snow, and so using SnowGage can save you a ton of time to find those roads and to get them plowed out. Like I said earlier, the SnowGage system sends the data through a cellular data SIM card. We can also connect to Wi-Fi networks around the resort, and a fail-safe option for collecting your data is if all connections are failed, you can manually take it right off your tablet and upload it onto the website to view the data how you're used to viewing it through your SnowGage account. Also, setup for the system in the SnowCat is very simple. We train the operators, and it takes about 5 minutes to train. It's extremely simple. One of our main goals with designing this system was to keep it simple so that you can focus on your snow depth. You don't have to take a ton of time to learn the system or to learn how to navigate and view the data. It's just very intuitive, and it's right there for you to view. And even a groomer who has no computer knowledge or totally computer illiterate can use this system with 5 minutes of training. The SnowGage system will install on any groomer, which is a great feature. You're not tied to a specific type of SnowCat. We can install on pre-NOS, we install on piston bully, we install on even the older models of SnowCat. So it's really nice if your SnowCat is a lease, or if you sell it, we can definitely transfer it to a new SnowCat fairly easily. Installation takes 3 or 4 hours, and it's quite simple compared to other options. So I want to go into the different components of the SnowGage system. In this picture you can see the 3 main components. You've got the tablet mounted in the cat. You have the GPS, the geode is also mounted in the cat, and then we have a patch antenna that goes up on top of the cat so you can have precision GPS location. And then you have the SnowGage sensor that's mounted underneath the cat, and we'll go a little bit more detail on the next slide to show you where these are mounted. But one thing I wanted to mention is all of these components are designed, built, manufactured, and shipped right here from our factory in Logan, Utah. So the full system is built by us. Our support is located here in Logan. Our technicians are here. So it's very simple to get help if you need it, because we built all the equipment, and also it works very well tying together because it's all built right here by us, and we're not piecing together different parts. So it's a good feature. So here's a couple pictures of the sensor mounted. We mount it right up underneath the cat, tucked up in the engine, so you can see in that bottom left picture it's up in there and low profile, so it's not going to get damaged or broken being up in there with all the ice and everything churning in there. It still is a very rugged device. The ultra wideband radar is the type of technology we're using. So it basically sends a pulse down to the ground and measures how deep the snow is based on the return of that pulse. The GPS sensor, like I mentioned, is a real-time sub-meter GPS, so you're getting real-time readings of your current location and their sub-meter accuracy. So that's important. With your typical cell phone, you're looking 3 to 5 meters accuracy, so you could be completely off a road if you were using a cell phone. But with a GPS, the geode, you're having precision accuracy, which can be very important when you're trying to identify your snow depths and where they are, and also knowing where you are in relation to your mountain. The tablet, the Mesa 2 tablet, we design and build this tablet here in Logan, Utah, like I've mentioned, and we mount this right into the SnowCat so you can view your data real time, and we'll go into that in the live demo of the tablet app. We'll show you more of the features of that. One thing with SnowGage is we like to be very upfront about the system. All systems have limitations, and we don't try and hide our limitations. We work with our customers to work around those limitations, and we have a lot of customers we have good ways to work around these and still use SnowGage in a very good way. So one of the limitations is the sensor is meant to read frozen snow. And so if you have liquid water running through your snow in springtime with meltdown, then it can make the accuracy not as reliable. The SnowGage system is designed to get your coverage in the fall, to maintain that coverage through the holidays and in through the winter. And we found that most resorts are very happy with that, and the springtime meltdown is not as big of an issue. The SnowGage system reads 6 feet, which we found is pretty good for most resorts. They don't typically need to know a lot of detail once you're above 6 feet. We have seen our sensor read accurately as good as 9 feet. It just depends on the snow conditions, but we put 6 feet as the depth that it'll measure. Anything under 6 feet will give you accurate readings. So this is a little bit of a review of SnowGage in the office. One of the really great things about SnowGage is it's not a software that you have to download or install on a computer. It's all web-based, so you can access it from home, from your office. If you're on vacation and you need to check in, you can access it. You go to the SnowGage web portal and log into your account, your secure account, and you can view all of your data from in your own SnowGage account, and we'll go through that with the live demo here in a minute. So with this data, you can make really good decisions. You can create your grooming plan like we've already talked about. You can have your priorities set up. You can know where your snow is low, where it's high, where your snow caches are, where you can move those to cover your low spots, and just be really prepared. It's about helping the skiers have a better experience and saving money and being more efficient in your grooming, and SnowGage can help you with those things. We also have reports that we collect with SnowGage, and we'll also review these a little bit more in the live demo, but you can review basic things like hours groomed, total distance traveled, and other reports like that. And we're collecting these reports with the GPS, and so it's you have to understand how it works. Is total hours groomed would be any time the SnowGage system is on and the cat is moving. And so we don't tie into the CAN bus. It's all just collected with GPS, but they're very useful numbers to track and to have as indicators of how groomers are doing with efficiency and different items like that. So we want to talk about SnowGage and how it compares to some of the other technologies that are out there. Like I mentioned earlier, SnowGage is an ultra-wideband radar. It's pretty easy to set up. Not a whole lot of calibration with SnowGage. There's an initial one-time calibration at the beginning. Other than that, it's set up and ready to go. The snow depth accuracy is excellent, and we mentioned the exceptions with springtime water impacting the accuracy. The fleet management, we don't tie into the CAN bus, like I mentioned, but we do collect statistics and reports from the GPS, which is very helpful. Cost on SnowGage is the most affordable option, under $20,000, and discounts for multiple systems purchased. One of the other popular technologies is the ground penetrating radar. It's a great technology. It's bigger, a little bit harder to install, frequent calibration with ground penetrating radar, good accuracy as long as it's calibrated, and then it just depends on the system if it ties into your fleet management or CAN bus or that. And it is a little bit more expensive. Um, and then the other option is the RTK GPS. This is a really cool option out there. What they do is they LiDAR scan your mountain and then have really high precision GPS on the snowcat, and you're just subtracting the difference between the LiDAR scan and the height of the snowcat, and that gives you a snow depth. It's extremely hard to set up, a lot of cost and a lot of time to get that sort of accuracy with GPS, especially in challenging environments up in the mountains and typically north-facing slopes. You do have a little bit of trouble with this type of precision GPS because you're totally reliant on satellites. If you're in a dense tree canopy, it can not be as accurate. Also, when you're relying on the LiDAR scan, if your mountain changes, then your accuracy is going to be off. The cost on these are $100,000 plus, quite expensive to get that accuracy of GPS. But so that's a review of the different technologies out there. All very cool technologies. We like them all, and it really it's about just finding the one that works for you at your mountain and the one that will help you to be the most efficient and save the most amount of money. So I want to do a little bit of a demo here of the actual tablet app. So in the tablet app, we start right here, and I'm just going to go across the top here. You can see the different menu items. Start with the graph view. So in the graph view, you have the top right in the yellow, you've got your depth right underneath you that constantly changes as you're moving. And that depth, you also have your miles per hour, your time of day. And then on this graph, it's cool, you have these color bins down at the bottom that represent your depth, so 0 to 8 inches, 8 to 18 inches. And the color of the line changes as the depth changes. The color of the line also goes up and down as the depth changes. So over on the left, you can see the depth in inches, and then on the right, the distance that you've traveled. So this is a really cool view. It kind of shows like a fish finder type view, and a lot of people like this. Some people like the map. We'll show you the map also. So the next one is the help option. So if you tap the help in the top left, it brings up this message here. It gives you a phone number you can call if you'd like, or you can just type a message in here and say this and this isn't working, or call me, or whatever. So I'm going to type test in here, and what it does is it sends a text message to all of the SnowGage technicians and an email, and then they will log into the tablet and get everything fixed for you. This is middle of the night, any time of the day. We'll log in and get your system working for you, because we don't want to have any downtime with SnowGage. So we're very used to working throughout the night when you guys are doing your grooming to get the system going. So the next thing we're going to look at here is the units. It's quite simple. The second option up there, you just hit units, and it changes it from inches to centimeters or kilometers per hour to miles per hour, and that we just put that in there in case you want to change it, but quite simple. So the map view, you can zoom in, zoom out. It's just like the same action you do on a cell phone with your fingers. You can zoom way out. You can see your data as a big picture. You can zoom back in. You can have your hydrants or your hazards or your winch points on there. If you move the map around with your finger and you need to get back to where you currently are, you just hit that target in the bottom left. It takes you right back to where you are. And then to view previous day's data, you click data up here. You can click on the previous day, click back, view different days' data from any of the snowcats in your fleet. And that's the map view. And then in graph view, there's a feature here called project mode. And what this does is when you turn on project mode, the system doesn't collect any data. It's like if you're pushing a pile and you're going back and forth, you don't want to collect data on top of data, so you put it into project mode, and then that red bar stays there, so you just click exit whenever you're ready to exit project mode. And so that's pretty much everything in the tablet app. As you can see, it's very simple, very easy to use. This is just some of the background data, but you don't have to use that. So I want to do the demo of the SnowGage web app, and I've got this loaded up here. So hopefully this works with the live demo. So I've already logged into a resort. This is the main screen when you get to your when you log in. This is where you can view your data. The first thing I like to do is go full screen, and then we have these labels turned on here. These are just from the satellite map. You can turn those off if they're a little bit cluttersome, or some people like to leave them on. And then so I'm going to zoom in here to this data, and you'll notice that each one of these, the data is represented in dots, and each one of these dots is a pulse of the radar. And so I can click on one of these dots, and it will tell me the depth of that specific point. So 2 feet 9 inches right there. If I want to know exactly how deep it is on this trail, click there, and then how deep it is off of the trail, and click there. So it's really nice. You can get very precise in knowing where your depth is. The other view is you click this toggle here, and it turns it to a separate view. And this is what we call the line view. Each one of these lines represents the width of your tiller exactly. And so using the precision GPS, we're able to see exactly where you groomed and how wide your path was. And so this is really good for viewing efficiencies. You can see where you pass over a lot, maybe create a better grooming route for people to be more efficient, to save money. That's what the system is all about. Over here is how you view your data. So you can go last 24 hours. That'll just show you the last night's data. You can go most recent, which is a good way to get you back to the last time you groomed. And then you can also put in custom dates. So you can look at previous year's data. You can look at previous days. You can compare year over year. Then moving down here, you can view by sensor. So here we have a Beast and a BR350, so I can turn off the Beast, and now I'm looking at only data collected by the BR. So maybe there wasn't any that day, and then turn that back on, turn off the BR, so you can view the data by your different cats, which is really nice. We map out all the ski runs, and they're listed here in alphabetical order, and this is really nice because it shows you the date and the time that that ski run was groomed last. Another feature in this is I can click on these and it'll take me directly to the ski run. So rather than moving your map around and trying to find a specific part of your resort, you have this alphabetical list of ski runs, and you just come down here, click on one, the map zooms right to it. So that's a really nice way to view your data. Down here, you can map out all your different map layers and have them show up on here. So if I just turn them all on, now it's showing all my ski runs, all my hydrants, all my hazards, and we'll go in more into that and how you can map those out here in a little bit. So down here you have your color bins. This represents your depths. So red is 0 to 6. And a neat feature with this is you can turn off and on different color bins. So if you want to say, I want to see everywhere on my resort where it's 2 feet 6 inches to 3 feet, I just turn everything else off. And now I'm highlighting only the parts that I want to see. And so it's a nice way to find low spots without searching around. You can just turn them on or have the ones on you need. So that's basically viewing the data in here. You can also upload the file from the tablet. I mentioned that earlier. It's the fail-safe method. If you need to pull the data directly from your tablet, you upload it right into here. You can also download this data to a KML file, view it on Google Earth, or store it. So it's a really nice, easy system. As you can see, it's not really that complicated, and that was our whole goal, was to keep it simple and just show you the snow depth so that you can use that snow depth to save money at your resort and to be more efficient. So moving along here, these are your 5 navigation options for the website. Like I said, very simple. So in here is just where you change the name of your cat, so you can change it here. We put in the width of the tiller and the height of the sensor, and then this is the one-time calibration. You just kind of set that. and then you can change your map center and change from imperial to metric. Here's where you have your color bins, so you can customize all of these to your own liking for how detailed or how not detailed you want it to be. You can add as many as you want, and you can also change these colors to whatever colors you want. And then in here is where you map your different assets. And this is cool because there's two different ways you can do the mapping. If you want to just draw them right here on this map, you can do that. So you can do a point, a polygon, or a line. So if you want to just mark a point like a winch point or a hydrant or even a tree or whatever you want to mark, a building, you just mark it right there. A polygon would be like drawing out an actual ski line, ski run, or a lift line. With a lift line, you'd do this line marking here. So you can see all these that have been in here. So the one way is to draw them. The other way is to actually go out on your resort with the high precision GPS and map whatever assets you want, and then you can upload that GIS file into here. And when you upload it, you have your ski run. I'll show you with this menu option. You can bring this down and select whatever option it is, and then give it a name, and then it shows up on here. Now this little button here, if I click this, what this does is it makes whatever asset I have here mapped show up on the tablet in the SnowCat. And that's nice because say you want to put winch points so they know where to get their winch points if they're new, or if you want to put a hazard like maybe a low tree or a low power line or some sort of ditch, you can mark that, click this, and then that will show up in the tablet and they can click on it and see what it is. You could put in your ski runs. We typically leave those unchecked because it just clutters up the view of the tablet, but you do have the option to have whatever asset you have mapped here show up in the tablet for the groomer to see while he's grooming. And then the last menu option here is our data reporting. So this is where we have our reports. You can select the last 24 hours. Or you can click send the report, and then it'll email the report to everyone who's on your email list. And that's a really nice feature because we have it set up to email every morning to anyone who you want to be on the list. So every morning you get a report in your email showing you just a snapshot of the previous day. It'll show you a picture of the resort. It'll give you a bunch of graphs and stats on all the previous night's grooming, and it'll highlight some low spots around your resort. So you have that report right there to show up on your phone or on your computer. You can look at it, get an idea of how everything went the previous night, and then if you need to, come log into the website to view the data in more detail. So the reporting feature is really nice and convenient for operators, and we have some resorts that even send it to their marketing department for putting snow totals on the website. So I'm going to move back here to the slideshow, and so I want to talk a little bit about sorry, bear with me here. Okay. Okay, so with purchasing SnowGage, we have a couple different options, and we've created these different options to try and make it more, to make it better for resorts, different size resorts, and whatever works better for their budget. So option one is the outright purchase. You just purchase the system. That includes everything. We'll come and install it, and a very affordable price of under $20,000, which is an awesome price for a snow depth system like this. You're collecting this data that is extremely important. The industry is moving towards data. Everyone is finding the value of data at their resorts and how it can save them money and help them to be more efficient. And we feel that the SnowGage system is a very affordable way to use that data and to have it available to have your operations be better and ultimately save money and have your skiers have a better skiing experience. And so there is the outright purchase option. The other option we have is it helps a little bit with cash flow for resorts that maybe don't want to spend it all at once, and we just thought we would put this option out there to make it easier, and this is a 3-year payment option. So you pay for the system over 3 years in 3 separate payments, and at the end of the 3 years you own the system just like you had an outright purchase. There is a hosting fee that's charged. With the outright purchase, you don't pay the hosting fee until the 2nd year, and with the 3-year payment plan, the hosting fee is not charged until year 4. It's included in the 3-year payments, and that hosting fee is minimal, and what it is just covering the cost of hosting all the data on the servers and then the cellular data SIM card. We do installation for you. We can do remote assistance for free, or if we do a site installation, it's included in the price of this. We do offer a demo, and that's a big thing with SnowGage is we can come and install this demo for you on your cat, and you can use it for 20 days to a month. We're flexible with your time so that you're able to use it as long as you need. And the cost of the demo is only travel costs, so it's a really good deal to get the full system installed and be able to try it for a bit of time to see if it works for you. So questions, I'd love to hear any questions anyone has. Please email me if you have questions, or call me. Have the phone numbers posted here, and we will be posting this webinar on our website, so you can refer back to it. But please take the time to contact us if you have any questions, or if you're interested in getting a demo or purchasing a SnowGage system. And I'd like to thank everyone for coming, and that concludes the webinar, and hope you all have a good day. Thank you.